can't talk to girls in real life, keep getting rejected, or even worse, ghosted. Well, you can always still talk to your favorite anime girl. Now, there's 3 websites that I'm going to be showing you today that allow you to talk to your favorite anime waifu. Now, all 3 of the websites are free to a point, so you can use them for free for a little bit, but then if you want to use them more and more, you gotta pay after a certain amount of time. But let's go and hop right into it. So this first website is called Character.ai. Now, here on their homepage, you'll notice there's a lot of different chats that you can have. And there's quite a few different categories that you can search through. So really, if you're interested, you could probably find any character that you're looking for. And if they don't, you can always create a character, which you do have to be logged in for. But, you can create your own character and essentially just talk to them. So even if they don't have your favorite anime waifu, you could just make it. And if you want a tutorial on that specifically, please let me know down in the comments below and I can address that. But this video is just going to be talking about the website as a whole. So for the sake of this demonstration, let's just go ahead and head over to the anime tab. And you can see they have quite a lot of different options for you to choose from. So let's just do 02 here. And you'll see when you load up, you just get a very simple chat interface. And so the bot starts you off saying, hey, I'm 02. And then I could say, I don't know, like, hi, how are you? And then 02 takes some time to respond, and then they will eventually send back a reply. And you can see the way that this model is made is it's meant to sort of mimic her style of voice. So you could see she said sweetheart here. So, and if you've seen anything, Darling in the Franxx, she's very like lovey and, over the top with this kind of stuff. I'll just call myself Bob. Now, another cool thing about this website in particular is they have this microphone icon down here and you can click it, allow your microphone, and then you could just sort of talk and then it'll transcribe that into text. So this website does not have like an actual voice function for you to talk like verbally with this anime character, but you can at least talk and then it'll just transcribe your message. So that one was more just like a chat, like, hey, I'm 02, nice to meet you. Like that kind of chat. But we can do another one like this one. And this one is much more like a role play. So you get a scenario and, you're sort of just role playing with this bot. So like if I just said, hello, I am home. And you can see it responds very much like, a role play kind of scene. So if you're looking more to role play, they have different models for that versus non-role play. And if you don't exactly want to role play, but it's a character that's sort of set up to role play, what you could do is you could just say, hey, I don't want to role play, just talk with me as, the person. And then they will still do like the role play kind of like things. Like they'll have inner dialogue for the characters, but you can just talk to them relatively normally without like having actions associated with it and like, having a story associated with it. But there's a lot of really cool models on here. So you could just sort of chat and just play around with any of these models. Now, our next one is called CareStar or CharStar. I don't exactly know. I imagine it's Character Star, but however you pronounce it. Now, for this one, you do have to create an account, but for some reason, it doesn't have you make a password. You just put in a username and email, and then it just works. I don't know. It's weird. Now, once you're signed in, you do have a character limit, like a generation limit, but it is quite long. Like I had some really long chats with this thing, and then it resets after, 12 or 24 hours. I can't remember exactly which one, but it's very generous with the amount of generations that it gives you. Now, this one has a lot more models that is just anime. It just has a lot more models for any kind of category. It's just not as open as the other one. And what I mean by that is this one is pretty much just role play. There's not really much variation. You're going to be role playing in, every scenario here. So we can again go with the anime category here. It'll load up here. And if there's no characters that you like here, you just keep scrolling and then keep scrolling and then keep scrolling and then just keep scrolling until you find one that you like. And it keeps coming. So let's just do Ai Hoshino here. So you load up, it's a very similar interface. You can't do the microphone on this one in particular. But what's cool about this site is that you can actually see more about the model itself, and it'll give you a description of what the person who made this, in this case Rennie, what they did to sort of create this model. So Rennie just gave this site a description of who Hoshino Ai is, the name, their greeting, so what they first say, their persona, and then some example dialogue. Now this one is actually not as roleplay focused, but you'll see a lot of the models on here are more roleplay focused. But if you're wanting to create a model, you don't exactly have to make it roleplay focused, and you can create your own models here very similar to this. Like you just follow these prompts and then you make your own. So let's just say, hi, I'm your biggest fan. And then if we send it, we'll see Hoshino Ai responds. Now what's unique about this one as well is that you can go ahead and edit what they say, so that way the chat is sort of custom to what you want. So this is very useful in roleplay if you're like, they said something I don't want to happen. Let me just go ahead and delete that and change it. And you can also have it regenerate if you don't like, what it says. And you can just keep doing that until it generates something that you like. And then you just hit save to save that response. And then you can say, yes, am I willing to lie for love? Sure. So yeah, you could just sort of like have chats and essentially just get your own anime girlfriend. Now, the other thing about this site that the other site does not have is this site allows not safe for work chats. The other one does not allow that. So over here, there's a toggle for not safe for work. You do it. You say, I'm over 18. If you're not over 18, don't do this. And then you'll be presented with all new chats that are specifically not safe for work labeled. And you also have some new categories that are specific to not safe for work if you want to sort by those categories. Now, pretty much this whole thing is blurred out for you guys because I can't show it on YouTube because it is not safe for work. So just keep that in mind that, this is the only site that will allow that for you. And just to show you the create a character option, if you are creating a character, I would highly recommend this one over the other site. But it's very similar to the other site. You just get a lot more options. So you sort of just fill out this section and then you can go talking as your own character, which if you'd like a specific tutorial, again, please let me know down in the comments below and I can help walk through creating a character. But I do think it is pretty straightforward, so just follow what it says here. Now, our final site of the day is called MyShell. Now, this one's the most unique out of the three, and you'll see why. So we just hit start the app and it'll run, but we do have to create an account. Now, once you create an account, you're going to want to claim this free premium membership card because this is how you're actually going to get this for free. And this one is much more of a paid option. You don't get as many chats and you'll see why in a second. So just go ahead and click visit now, hit this one for 0 pearls, I think is what they're called. And then you just click it and then use now, and then you're good to go. So now going back over to the workshop here, you will see there are quite a lot of chats here. Now this one is a lot less of roleplay, and there are still a few roleplays here, but these ones are focused much more on actually accomplishing something. So like this one, for example, Moonlight is your English teacher. She will correct any grammatical errors that you have and will respond and give you tips. And this one over here is a fortune teller, so you can have it, read you a fortune. So these ones are much more specialized to a very specific task. Now, the thing that is unique about this site will become very apparent once we actually get into a chat. So let's just go ahead and pick Rick Sanchez here, and then you just hit chat. And then you're in a chat here. Now you can see with that premium membership, we get 200 energy, and you can see Rick takes up 2 energy. So, and that's, it says it recharges 8 energy per hour when the battery is below 200. So it does recharge relatively frequently, but again, you are limited. Now this one does offer a feature to tap to record, so you can actually talk to it, but let's just go ahead and say, hi, how are you?
Well. If it isn't a message from a Captain Obvious. I'm a fictional character. I don't have emotions. Thanks for asking, I guess.
So you can see this one actually generates audio to go along with the text, which I think is really cool. Now, it's not the best sounding audio, right? You can very clearly tell that it was by an AI, but it's still amazing that we have this software or this website that can, talk, but also have chats with, with actual audio.
If it isn't a...
So I'll say that was kind of mean because it was kind of mean. And let's see.
I'm sorry you feel that way, But you should know, I'm not exactly known for my kindness.
So it takes on the persona of Rick. So, very much like him. But let's go ahead and try to find another one just to see what else they have. And if we want to filter between different languages or different types or functions, they have those here. And then they do also have a not safe for work option. And they do have quite a lot of not safe for works over here. Not as many as the other site, but like I said, these ones are going to be a lot more, I guess, fine-tuned as compared to the other site. So you can just go ahead and mess around with it if you'd like. So we could try this one. I haven't tried this one yet, so I don't know, but it looks like this one is a Japanese pronunciation guide or something. So if I say hello, I just want to know what happens. So it looks like it'll take my English text and translate it, like make a response in Japanese, which is pretty cool. Let me ask, what's your favorite food?
私の好きな食べ物? AI 言語モデルとして、私には味わったり食べたりする能力はありません。私は実は好きな食べ物はありません。他に何かお手伝いできることはありますか?
So that's very interesting. It responded in English, but the voice translated it into Japanese. So this is very peculiar. I've never seen anything like this. So I'm going to try asking it something in Japanese and just seeing what it responds to that. Let's see what it says.
ピザが好きです.
Okay, so I asked, do you like pizza? And it said, I do like pizza. So that's pretty cool. So you can talk. This one does have multi-language support, which the other two, as far as I'm aware, don't, unless, I mean, maybe they do. Probably not, though. But this one is at least the only one that has voice chat as well as voices in other languages, which is really cool. Now, I wonder if I click this button and try the recording feature, I wonder what happens. こんにちは。今日はいい天気ですね。
こんにちは。本当に良い天気ですね。
So it's very interesting. You can actually have a conversation with this in another language and presumably English as well. And just to translate, I said, hello, today it's good weather, isn't it? And then the AI responded, hello, there really is good weather today, isn't there? 今日ピザが食べたいですけど、お金がない。どうしよう? Let's see what it says to this.
それは残念ですね。あなたは自分でピザを作ることができますか? 自宅で簡単なピザを作ることができるレシピがあります。
Now, it looks like it's actually able to understand different languages quite well and like actually respond coherently. So I said today that I wanted to eat pizza, but I don't have money. What should I do? And I'm actually surprised that the microphone actually picked it up, especially since my Japanese isn't super great. And it responded, well, that's a shame. Could you try making your own pizza? There are recipes that allow you to make your own pizza. And that's just crazy. Like, it actually gave advice and actually responded to me, and I didn't type anything at it. I just verbally said it. So this is really cool and definitely worth it just to like play around and see, what you can do, especially if you speak multiple languages, because it's just super interesting. Now, I'm going to try speaking in English and see what it says. I paid a lot of money for a flight, but I missed my flight and they're not giving me a refund. What should I do?
それを聞いて残念です。ほとんどの場合、航空会社は乗り遅れや払い戻しに関して厳格な方針を持っています。チケットの利用規約を確認するか、航空会社のカスタマーサービスにお問い合わせください。
Okay, so this is really interesting. I had talked and said something in English and it transcribed that in English. And then it again responded to me in English, but then translated it and said it in Japanese. So it's crazy. It's weird to like have that. And it's like it has its own subtitles. But I guess if you talk to it in Japanese, it doesn't have subtitles because it just talks to you because you were talking in Japanese. So this is just really cool. I'm going to mess around with this a lot more because this is just so surreal. Like, it's like I have my own Japanese assistant, I guess. Now, unfortunately, the bottom line of this is that it just transcribes the text, so it won't, like, if my pronunciation isn't great, it's not going to be able to tell me how to improve my pronunciation, because at the end of the day, it just takes what this is and responds to it. It doesn't actually listen to the audio, like the AI doesn't listen to the audio, but in the future, hopefully we get to a point where the AI will actually listen to the audio and then give you feedback instead of just transcribing the audio and then responding and then translating it and then I guess using a text to speech AI voice to then convert it into a voice. Now, I do believe that that is all that I have for you. If you have any questions on any of these websites, please let me know down in the comments below and I'll try to answer as many as I can. And to discover more AI tools like these, check out our website at ai-search.io.